Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. I don't remember if I've done a reading for you before, so I like to explain. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades, where I describe the picture the best I can. They never waste a message. There's always a reason for what they show or say. Even if it's just one word, there's a reason for it. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind, because you'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. Go, oh, I know what he was talking about. So this is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. So just, ooh, my ear itches. We communicate the best way we can. It's not perfect. They tell us what we need to know, not always what we want to know. So just, okay, he's coming in with his thumbs in his overall straps, kind of walking in like this, real slow, kind of sauntering in, peaceful. He says, I do have a grouchy part about me. I did have a grouchy part about me. But they all knew that was with love, not with hate. Look how beautiful you are. And it's almost like he's amazed by it, how beautiful you are. But I think he's looking more not just at your body. Of course, I don't creep anybody's Facebook page. I have no idea what you look like. But more like your soul, how beautiful you are. And it's something he's like amazed at it right now, because it's something that he couldn't see when he was here, because we have all that earthly crap and we don't see all that stuff. You see things different once you get up there. He's still like almost staring at you, like he's just amazed by the beauty that radiates from you, the love that radiates from you. He says you hide that sometimes, or maybe it was just me that couldn't see it. Maybe the others could and I couldn't. But I always felt like you were special. And then he mentioned Special K, which is a cereal. I don't know if you guys like Special K. Maybe he made the Special K balls that I used to make. Ooh, I love those things. Nothing but sugar. Sugar and K-Rose syrup, and squish that Special K together. Oh my gosh, that was good. He's okay. So he's showing me like your path, and instead of going straight ahead, right now you're kind of off this way. You're off your path a little bit. And he's showing that it's going to go back up on your path. But he's going to give you a little push to get back on your path. So start paying attention to the new novel, maybe off the wall ideas that pop into your head, like, well, I would have never thought of doing that. They're going to nudge you. They're going to nudge you with little ideas and stuff, and they'll just pop into your head, and you go, or you'll get a phone call from somebody offering you a different job. He says a new game. I don't know what he means by new game. Something different that you, and that's how I got into this. I mean, some of the stuff that I'm doing now, it's like I ran into somebody, I got into the paranormal, which I never ever thought I would do. But I ran into that person. I got that phone call, say, hey, why don't you come do this? And I'm going, yeah, why not try it? It's going to be something, excuse me, it's going to be something like that. And I don't mean like in the paranormal. I mean like something just out of the blue that you would have never thought of. Take that step forward. Try it. Dip your toe in the water. He says it won't happen if you don't move. And he doesn't mean like move from your house. Like take a step forward. Move. You got to move. He's showing you jumping rope. I don't know if you've jumped. I don't think anybody jumps rope anymore. But he's showing you jumping rope. So this could be a childhood memory when he used to sit there and watch you outside jump. Oh, he said you did it in the living room. He has a fairly large dog with him, and it's dark colored. Looks, I would say black, but it's dark colored. It's kind of shaggy, not shaggy like, oh, what kind of a dog do I want to say? Um, um, not Irish setter, shaggy. It's not what the dog looks like because it's a heavier, thicker dog than an Irish setter is usually skinny, and it's dark. Like a long-haired lab. I don't think there is such a thing. I can't think of the name of the dog I want to use. Darn it. But he's got this dog with him. He wants somebody to know that he either had this dog and he met up with it, or somebody had this dog and he wants them to know that the dog is sitting there with him, just sitting there by him, just kind of wagging its tail real slow, looking at him. Got kind of he's not a skinny dog, bigger dog. Looks very loving and very gentle. Unless he saw a squirrel. Evidently he chased squirrels, so maybe he thinks that'll give you a clue as to whose dog that was. Most of them chase squirrels, don't they? Mine does. Even my little one, the squirrel can kick its ass. He's sitting in what looks like a wooden rocking chair, or a wooden chair that rocks. It doesn't look like a recliner. So I don't know if this is a chair he sat in a lot. And he's making me feel like I need to rock. He says everything's peaceful here. Peaceful. Peaceful, relaxed, loving. Granny's here. Your granny. Feel like it's your granny. Granny's here. She loves him a lot. She's close to him. She's very loving to him. So I don't know that if this is his mom. Of course, when we get there, everybody loves everybody. There's none of that anger, hate, resentment, grudges, all that crap. Once we get up there and they kind of peel all the crap off of us from Earth, then our energy turns light and bright. He says they don't even know what a war is. She's knitting. She's showing me her sitting there knitting. I think she's trying to let you know who she is. He's showing me a black saucepan, just like the one I just put away. 'Cause like the pot calling the kettle black. Are you criticizing somebody that's doing the same things that you do, really? Like the pot calling the kettle black, you know that saying? He doesn't want you doing that. Let it go. We get too serious about things down here that really don't mean shit. One day at a time, one moment at a time. Now he's talking about Cracker Jacks. Cracker Jacks. Shit, stuff that used to come in a box, little box, and got the toy surprise in it. I don't even know if we have that anymore either. He said it was always exciting opening the box and dumping them out to get the toy. Everybody was always buying them just for the toy, the 2-cent toy. And he slaps his knee and laughs really hard. He says, see how silly that was. But it was fun. Everybody did it. He says, do you realize that nobody can make you happy except you? That other person out there cannot make you happy. They can maybe make you happier. Nobody else can make you happy but you. You have to go inside. He says you have to find that peace. He said okay, even though he was a little gruff sometimes, he still had that peace in him, like, hey, it's okay. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not supposed to. If it doesn't happen, I'm okay with that. Don't try to force it. If you have to force it, it's not meant to be. You're going to the right. Now you need to go back to the left. So evidently you were on your path before and you've taken a little detour, and he's coming back to that. So you need to think about what's going to put you back. What's going to truly make your heart sing? What's going to truly make your soul feel happy and flutter? He says it might be off the wall. So what? Don't follow the herd. Stop looking at other people and worrying about their opinion of you. And what I learned was their opinion of me is none of my business. If they've got that opinion of me, I'm not going to worry about changing it. You can have that opinion of me because I know my worth. I know my opinion of me. That's what he's trying to get at. Don't worry. There's something you want to do, and you're worried about other people's judgment. It's like my grandson and I will go out to eat somewhere, and I'll dance across the parking lot back to the truck. And he'll go, Grandma, really? I don't give a shit about those people watching me out the window. I don't care about their judgment. I'm going to do what I need to do to make me feel happy. As long as you're not hurting somebody else doing it. So he wants you to get to that spot. He says, I care about you very much. He said he's learned a lot up there. There's things that he wished he'd done different. People that he wished he'd hugged tighter, longer. Maybe he wished he'd said a few less gruff words. He says, that was my lesson. I didn't learn it real well, but I did a little bit. He says he got a C. He got a C in that lesson. At least it wasn't an F. I've never heard them grade themselves on their lessons. We are here to learn lessons. And we decide that before we come into this life. He says he had a good life. He had a good life because of the people around him. You don't need a palace to have a good life. And he didn't care about a palace. He cared about his family. And he loved having everybody around. Even though you drove me crazy. He's a very nice, gentle, soft-spoken man now, anyway. He's calling you a love bug. So even if you had a nickname, and that's not exactly it, because we stink at names. I don't know why we stink at names. So maybe it's something similar to that. Take care of the little ones. And sometimes you smell some kind of smoke. It doesn't seem to be cigarette smoke. It's more like pipe or cigar or something, you know, that heavier, a little different, a little, I don't want to say sweeter, but more aromatic. So when you get that smell, it might be, you might be in Walmart, you might be outside, you could be in your vehicle, doesn't matter. Get that little whiff of that different kind of smoke. And I always want to call it heavier smoke. I don't know why it's heavier than a cigarette. It's smoke, but thicker smoke, whatever it is. Validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, ask him to bring you more, give him permission. And he's going, rat-tat-tat, rat-tat-tat. I don't know why he's saying it that way instead of tap-tap-tap. So you should hear, every so often you'll hear like 3 knocks. Or it could be just a little bit more, could be rat-a-tat-tat. He's making it sound like da-da-da-da. More than likely you won't be in the same room. More than likely it won't be real loud. It'll be just something that catches your attention. You go, what the heck was that? And I don't know why it usually doesn't happen when you're in the same room. I have no clue. Even when we do our paranormal investigating, usually it's like we're in one room and out in the hallway you hear tap, 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 or footsteps, or it's like, I don't know why it doesn't happen while you're in the same room, but it doesn't usually. I do love you. I am here to guide you. You have to give me permission. They cannot override your free will choice. They can bring you the most awesome stuff in the world, and you can go, yeah, no, I don't want that. I do that all the time, and they go, Rhonda, what's wrong with you? We gave you some good stuff. And you say no. It's your free will choice, but they can bring things to you. So keep your little eyes and ears open and be aware of, first off, asking. Give him permission to do it, because I can't override your free will choice. Give him permission to do it. Then be aware of new things or new phone calls or new people that you run into, or new suggestions that pop into your head, or new job offer, whatever it is. It will, oh crap, I heard divine timing. I hate that word. It'll happen when it's supposed to happen in the right time. It means be patient. You can't be patient. So anyway, and then when you do get those things, you have to take the step forward. You are destined for great things, bigger and better. Don't huddle down in one little spot. Don't get your feet stuck in the mud. You need to open your eyes, and you need to look out there. There's things you're missing right around the corner, but you have to do it. The only thing stopping you is fear. Fear of their judgment, fear of failing. So what if you fail? There's always another path. And then as he's saying this, he's showing that you're going past the curb and going back to your path. So something is right around this corner, right around this bend, that's going to put you right back on your path. And then you'll know it when you feel it in your gut. When you feel it in your gut and your heart, and it feels good, and it excites you, and it makes you happy, it doesn't matter what it is. Like I said, as long as you're not hurting somebody, it's trust your antenna. Trust your gut. If your gut twists, well, sometimes fear of doing something will stop you. Fear is like a wall. It's only an emotion. It's just an emotion. But you'll know when you feel it in here and it feels right, or it feels wrong. He's not giving me a lot to validate that it's him. I usually ask him for 2 or 3 things, maybe hopefully the dog and the grandma. I don't like to spend my whole reading just validating things, because to me that's a medium patting themselves on the back and go, oh, look what I can do. I'm smelling that smoke again. He's kicked back in this chair rocking still. He says, I can rock all I want to now. Don't have to worry about that almighty dollar. He says you need to worry a little less about that almighty dollar, because the less you worry about it, the more it will flow to you. And I know that may not make sense, but it truly works that way. He says, kick back, relax, and let it come to you. That doesn't mean you don't have to go work. He says you should be wearing this shirt. I'm not bossy. I am the queen. He's got a big smile on his face. He says you should be wearing my shirt. And he's saying it in good humor. He's not being mean. You are a beautiful person inside and out. You need to trust that. You need to see that. You need to find that. And then he shows that path again, and you're a little bit closer. Once you realize that, you'll be a little bit closer to being back on there. You have a big heart for other people. And he's talking about even strangers. Have you thought about being a nurse, or are you a nurse? Something along that line. He says you have a big caring for other people, even if you don't know them. I promise you 1,000% he can hear you, he can see you. Talk to him. Asking for help with blah, blah, blah. Or asking just general type of help. Help me be more open, or help me get back on my path. Or just asking, giving permission. Now he's rocking in this chair and I hear a little creak. A little creak. A little creak. Listen for that little creak. That little squeak. He says you know that he's been around, that you've sensed somebody there. Maybe you didn't know it was him. And a lot of times people have me come cleanse their house, and I'll go, it's just Grandma. Your house is not haunted. It's not evil. It's just Grandma coming in to check on you. He doesn't want to scare you. He wants you to be comfortable with it. He wants to comfort you. He wants to bring you peace, comfort, strength. He wants to see you happy and see you smiling all the time, not just once in a while. I love you, my dear. I love you, my dear, and I'll do what I can from my place to help you. And with that, he's actually picking up his chair and he's taking it with him. He's been sitting here beside me in that chair. He's taking it with him. He says, yep, back to my spot. Crazy. So with that, he's leaving. So thank you so much for being patient through the death of my brother, and I had to take a few days off. And I know I got behind with everybody, and I thank you very much for being patient with me and letting me get caught up. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice.